All right, hello everybody. This is Zaxtorian back again with another video to hopefully help you guys understand the importance of a single characteristic or trait of your relationships. And this is going to apply to you guys really in any romantic relationship or even in your marriage. Okay, so my purpose and goal of this video is to kind of open your eyes and maybe help you guys have better, healthier relationships that don't end up dying and leaving you with a broken heart or leaving your partner with a broken heart or both. Okay. So I want to just go ahead and point out one big thing, if you guys haven't noticed, that I do here on my YouTube channel is I review indie games on Steam. So here, if we look at my Steam profile page here, we see that I've done over 800 reviews of games in all the years I've been on Steam. So if we click on the reviews here, guys, we see that I'm looking for games that I can recommend to other people to play. Games that I think are not only fun, but I feel have a good deal of value, and I feel like, people might enjoy them. However, you'll see that a lot of my reviews are negative reviews and not recommended. Now, a lot of these games make my MISS series, which stands for Maggot Infested Stinky Shit. It's like the worst of the worst. It's really games, common trait of these, reviews that make MISS series or not recommended is low effort. And you'll see that in a lot of these reviews, such as this one, a lazy, zero effort trash, where basically I blast a game for being bad. As you can see, I do find a lot of good games that I recommend in my reviews that I write up on Steam. This is something that takes me a lot of time. However, you'll notice that a lot of these negative reviews have one common characteristic of them, and you'll see that a lot of these reviews are basically, low effort. Um, just like this one here, near zero effort asset flip. And the reason I wanted to go ahead and talk about this, guys, and the negative reviews here is that, like, this one's an asset flip, like no effort, right? And zero, again, low effort. So a big common characteristic of these games, like zero effort right here, is bad games typically have like low to zero effort put into them, and I can feel it because I'm an experienced game reviewer. I can feel it when I play the game, how much real effort was put into the game to make it a good and fun game and worth your money, right? So now what I want to do is I want you guys to remember that effort, right? Because when we look at your relationships, whether you're in a new relationship, maybe you've been dating a couple months, or maybe you've been married for 12 years or longer. Whatever it is, I want to go ahead and take a look at something about your relationship. And I want you guys to think about, and if you're not in a relationship right now, I want you to think back to maybe your last relationship if you had one. So there's chances that you click this video because maybe something feels lacking in your relationship, right? But let's go ahead and talk here, guys. Let's go ahead and look at you, right? So here you are, you're walking along, and you meet your current partner or your last partner if you don't have a partner right now. And whoever this partner was, maybe an ex spouse, maybe an ex partner, whatever. But if you remember, guys, when you were going along in life and your partner crossed paths with you, right? That was like a magical moment when probably was like a pretty impactful moment when you definitely remembered them the next morning. You were thinking about them, or at least over time, they kind of grew on you and they become very important in your life, right? So this was that magical moment, at least to you and your partner when you guys met, or when you guys maybe you met and became friends for a while. But at one moment, there's probably that moment where you decided, hey, I really like this person, right? And they probably liked you as well. So if you go back and you remember, when you guys had that chemistry flowing and when you guys were really interested in each other, there was probably, when you talk about effort being put forth, there was probably tons of it coming from you to them. And, you were calling them, messaging all the time, probably long conversations, probably, those kind of dinners where you guys were both going out to dinner and having long conversations, spending a lot of time with each other, trying to make time for each other, that kind of thing. And you guys are both putting in tons of effort, probably around that moment that you guys first met. Now, typically what happens with relationships, sadly, and marriages is that we kind of grow, accustomed to each other. We kind of get used to each other, and this effort starts dwindling off, right? So what happens then is maybe if you look at, I bet you if you was to look at your phone, or whatever device you guys were using to message each other when you first met, you're probably looking at like that first few days, here you are, here's your messages or whatever, you're typing to them, and then maybe just 10 minutes later or whatever, you have another long message and they're sending you messages back and that kind of thing. And the messages and the effort is really flowing between you two. But over time, guys, what you'll notice is if you look at your phone, you might look back and you might see that as far as messages to each other, maybe last Tuesday they sent you a message saying, "Hey, what you doing?" And then on Saturday, days later, maybe they send you a message saying, "Hey, are you close to Wendy's by chance?" Because they want you to pick them up a value meal or fries or whatever, right? And then maybe they don't talk to you again for 2 weeks, right? And this is kind of the low effort I'm talking about. I mean, especially when you look at things when they can't even type out what you're doing, just WID or maybe, an ILY. Hopefully you're at least getting that instead of I love you, right? But what I'm really pointing at here is when you find somebody that you end up loving and you end up caring about, and you kind of know deep inside that they love and care about you, why is it that the effort that we give each other goes way down, right? People, it's important that you really take a close look at this. This is vital because I really think that effort, right? Just like in the video games that I review, is vital. So if you're not putting in enough effort, if they're not putting in enough effort, chances are one or both of you are going to wind up feeling like very unsatisfied in your relationship. You're going to feel like maybe you're not loved or cared for, or they're going to feel that way if the effort is lacking. Think of effort as, for your body, right? You have your, oops, if I can draw here, you have your body, right? And in your body to live, right? Give this guy some arms because I'm such a good artist, right? But in your body to grow and live long, you require water, right? And you require food or nutrients. And you require that intake of water and food to stay healthy. If you don't have water, you don't have food, basically what's going to happen is you're going to end up being a skeleton and you're going to end up dying, right? This is like your bones, right? And, this is the exclamation point that I'm going to die because you don't have food and water, what you need to survive. Just like your body needs water and food and nutrients to survive, your relationship, your marriage needs effort, not just from your partner going to you, but from you going to them as well. If your relationship is lacking effort on one or both of your part, then chances are your relationship is going to take the same kind of path, and you may have a long, agonizing, painful heartbreak in the end. So it's really important that we look at why is it over time do we start giving somebody that we care about way more than when we first met them? We probably love them way more than when we first met them, but why do we start giving them so little effort? Why do we start writing stuff like WYD instead of typing it out? Why do we show such low interest and such low effort compared to when we first met them? I mean, it's understandable that we as humans, we're kind of lazy and we get familiar with things and we get used to things and get in bad habits. And one of those bad habits is probably, you know, spending too much time doing whatever it is that we enjoy doing, whether that be talking on the phone or playing video games or watching TV or reading books or whatever. And we're really not investing enough time and effort into our partner. Uh, this is crucial, guys. This is something that really makes a difference between a healthy relationship and a relationship that's going to shrivel up and die. So, you know, one thing you can do as well is you can kind of compare, look at your last chat history on your phone or whatever messenger you guys use or whatever, or listen to yourself, or maybe record the next conversation you and your partner have and look at the amount of effort going in both ways. Maybe your partner is still putting in a lot of effort and they have maybe they're messaging you every few minutes or whatever and leaving long messages detailing what's going on at work or wherever they're at or whatever. And maybe you're the one that's writing, okay, yeah, that's cool. Or maybe you're writing something called, big word I like here in this kind of situation is a word called perfunctory, right? So perfunctory basically means, let's go ahead and look it up, guys, because I want you guys to see this if you guys don't know what this word means. So if I come over here, guys, and I Google this perfunctory definition, and I look it up, it means of an action or gesture carried out with the minimum of effort. Think back to the game reviews that I'm talking about that made negative reviews. When you're putting in a lack of effort, a perfunctory response would be, how a lot of times, guys, on phones, how when you get a message or whatever, a lot of phones will give you like just 1 or 2 word replies that you can kind of click on so you don't even have to type it. Okay, thanks, or thank you, or okay, or no, or yes, or whatever. That would be really perfunctory, clicking one of those. I'm saying if you're doing that all the time. Obviously, it's pretty easy to, write yes or no and just click that if it's a yes or no answer. But I'm talking about if you find yourself to your partner always clicking these automated replies down here instead of actually typing to them, that's pretty perfunctory and lazy and lacking effort. Another meaning for the word perfunctory, characterized by a routine or superficiality, mechanical, or a perfunctory smile. It means you're not really smiling, you're just doing it to do it. It's kind of automated, right? Lacking in interest and enthusiasm. That's important. So go back and remember when you first met your partner. Remember how much interest you had in them and how much enthusiasm there probably was both ways going back and forth, when the exciting, first moments of your relationship was. So make sure that we're not being perfunctory in our responses and in our conversations, especially because communication is vital, guys. Communication, I believe, is as important, if not more important, than even trust in a relationship. So communication, being able to communicate and talk to each other. And if you can't do that, if all you're ever doing is this perfunctory stuff, like what you doing, or only messaging them when they're out and about and you want them to get something for you, basically kind of selfish kind of things, then where is the real effort in your partner? Remember, the effort can't just be at them, back at yourself. Hey, can you pick me up something at Wendy's? You have to really care about your partner, especially as you go on. Hey, how are you doing? More than how are you doing though, but like, how was work? And really listening at that point. The listening is another big key in a relationship. You've got to really be able to listen and not only listen to the stuff you want to hear or you want to talk about. For guys, maybe it's just listening to your partner talk about sex or new sexual positions or whatever. You know, it's probably pretty common for a lot of guys. And maybe women are, more likely to listen when you talk about going shopping or whatever. When you're talking about, hey, I saw this new purse on Amazon, it looks pretty cool. That might perk up the woman to listen, like, wow, I'm going to listen to this. But what about when the guy's kind of rambling on about his bad day at work or whatever and how crappy his day is at work? We might have a tendency to kind of, tune that out. It's important that we're listening, especially when they're talking about something that is important to them. Whatever it is, their bad work day or the relationship with their parents or whatever. Something that's really important to them is really when you should be listening, not when you're not just listening when it's something that's only of interest to you, right? So communication and listening is important, but mainly what I'm talking about in this video, guys, is just a general effort put in overall. Are you putting in effort? Are you willing to make sacrifices? Are you willing to watch their movie in exchange for them watching your movie? Are you guys putting in effort to kind of cuddle together and watch that movie together, or play a game together, or have dinner together? I think it's important. When you cook dinner, uh, in a relationship, that instead of just going to the couch or going back to your phone or going back to your video games or whatever, that you guys are, this is them eating here and you guys are eating together at the same table, right? What is so wrong about eating together rather than going into separate rooms or just, taking your dinner to the couch or whatever? It's a little stuff like this that matters. Put in that extra effort to say, hey, babe, can we eat at the table? It's only going to take us 10 or 15 minutes to eat. Why don't we go ahead and eat together at the dinner table? Or why don't we go ahead and cuddle together on the couch and watch that movie? Put in that effort. Make sure that you're spending time and you're showing care and enthusiasm and interest for your partner as much as you did when you first met them. In fact, I think that as you begin to love somebody more and care more, I think that your effort should be actually increasing over time, not decreasing. I hope you guys agree. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. And not only do you take a look at an interest, take a look at your partner's effort towards you, but really take a hard, close look and see how much effort are you really giving to your partner lately in, your conversations and your, if you guys call each other, you guys communicate, when they get home from work, when you get home from work or whatever, those conversations that you have, are they really short and kind of perfunctory, or are they still good, enthusiastic conversations where you guys are both really showing care and the ability to communicate and hopefully smile and enjoy each other's company? This is important because, guys, if we're not putting in effort into our partner after we've been with them, however long we've been with them, and we're not putting in the same kind of effort we did when we first met them, a big question we got to ask is, why are we with them? Do you really love them? Do they really love you? Are you both kind of wasting your time? Why is it now that you or them or both of you don't deserve each other's enthusiasm and true interest and effort? Really take a close, hard look at that and maybe have a long, hard talk with your partner about this. If you have to, show them this video. And maybe if you know somebody that you feel like is kind of suffering in a relationship because of this exact thing that I'm talking about, a lack of effort, maybe show them this video. You're welcome to share this video on your social media. Hopefully this video does help somebody, a relationship out there become stronger and better because you guys do look at the lack of effort and the perfunctory responses you guys give each other every day. It's easy to do. It's easy to get into, guys. It's easy to start taking your partner for granted, right? But remember, guys, a lack of effort makes not only bad video games, but a lack of effort really makes bad anything. If you put a lack of effort into going out and cleaning your garage, it's probably not going to get real clean. If you put a lack of effort into making dinner, well, that's probably when you use Hamburger Helper or you go out and order fast food instead of actually making dinner, right? No effort would be just ordering DoorDash. A lack of effort is going to make a bad anything. It's going to make a bad dinner. It's going to make a bad, garage cleaning. It's going to make a bad video game. And sadly, it's going to end up making a bad relationship that's likely to end and die. I know you guys probably don't want that, especially if you really love your partner, right? And you feel like they love you. So really think about this. This is something that's vital and important, as is like communication and the ability to listen. And like I said here, effort, right? I hope this helps somebody out. Be sure you comment down below and let me know if this video has really opened your eyes to your relationship or your last relationship and why it might have ended or whatever. I would love to know down in the comments below. This has been Zaxtor99. Again, just trying to help you guys have better relationships, not waste your time, and help you guys know what it takes to have that good, strong, healthy relationship that's going to hopefully survive until death do you part. I mean, that's what we really all want, right? We really all want somebody to love us and care for us in the end. What we want. I think that's what everybody wants. So make sure you're giving that love and care to your partner and not expecting them to give you the love and care in return when maybe you're not giving that effort yourself. This has been Zaxtor99. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Also, be sure, guys, if you guys have a problem communicating or, you guys are having these kind of problems, again, showing effort would be doing something like being willing to go to counseling, right? Counseling can help a lot. And if you guys really love and care each other, put in the effort, right? Put in the effort to go counseling if that's something you guys feel like you need. Counseling can be great. It can really help you guys get to the bottom of things if maybe you're unable to do that because you kind of lack in your communication or listening skills. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Again, thanks so much. I love you guys all. I hope this video has helped somebody out there. If so, please comment down below and be sure you like my video. This has been Zaxtor99. I want to go ahead and thank you guys. Stay safe out there and be sure you're putting that effort into the things that are important to you, including your partner. Peace, everybody. Take care.